Alright, so first I want to start by saying Kalalal Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash, which is to give all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His Son, name of the Holy Spirit. I also want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of James Street Stone, and to you, Akim, just pushing this truth in sincerity, the full elect, Shalom. This is Brother Canon once again with another lesson. And this lesson basically is going to be centered around citizenship and nationality. And here we are in 2025, April 5th. And this simple logic or understanding is mind-boggling, or is basically a hard thing for persons to grasp. And I mean, a lot of persons believe that from you're born in a landmass, that's who you are. You know what I mean? And that's your nationality, so to speak. And it's just crazy that the majority of the world, even us before at one time, used to believe in this false statement and false understanding. And I mean, but the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai would have shed His light on us so now we can understand these basic things. You know what I mean? So here, this is lesson to shed light on it for those who have ears to hear and can hear. All right. So nationality, like I said, nationality basically goes back to your foreparents, your lineage, your forefathers, really. You know what I mean? Your father. That's what determines or decides who you are today. You know what I mean? As a nation, or it's a family. All right. And for the time that was how the world was back then, and families would stay together. So the nations used to stay in groups or landmass, and they named the land after themselves. And you'd say the land of Israel, the land of Aham, or whatever. Wherever that family dwelt, that land would have been their land, and they would have named the land after themselves. So whoever born in that land, you do know that naturally those persons are from that lineage of the people that own that land. But through robberies and disperse and people combining together and all of these things are living together, mix and all this mixing up and thing, and the confusion that's created, this is now a problem for people to understand. All right. Now I'm gonna play a little video here, and I'm gonna get into the lesson a little more. So let me start with the video. Don't want to make it too long either. So let's start.
In this video, we're going to talk about two of those definitions. One is the legal definition.
Let's pull it back.
There are a few definitions of the term citizenship. In this video, we're going to talk about two of those definitions. One is the legal definition, the status of having citizenship. A person has citizenship as a member of a state, which gives them rights, responsibilities, and privileges. A citizen of the United States is entitled to the protections granted in the Constitution and Bill of Rights, like freedom of speech. There are two paths to citizenship. People are either born citizens because their parents were citizens or because they were born on U.S. soil, or they can become naturalized citizens. We'll talk more in other videos about the process to become a citizen, but for now, just know that naturalization is the legal process by which a foreign citizen or national can become a U.S. citizen. The other definition of citizenship I want to talk about here is not just the legal status of having citizenship, but the practice of active citizenship.
All right, so we can pause there, right? So in the video, she is basically explaining that you have persons that are naturally born a citizen of a country, and you have person that would have received the citizenship being a foreigner, a stranger, being born from a different country than that landmass, and they would have obtained that citizenship by some other means, and you can buy that citizenship. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to gain citizenship. I'm going to use the scriptures because that's where we come from. Now, this practice was way back in Rome. This was ancient. This is why the Bible speaks about the second leg of the Roman Empire, and this is America today. This is the society that we live in today. This is the second leg of the Roman Empire, put it properly. You know what I mean? This is why the Roman way of life still evolves around us today, because they are the one that second kingdom is still here. There is no risen and here. All right. Now let's examine Paul for a bit. All right. So I'm going to give you the story of Paul in a small nutshell. All right. So this is what Paul says here. This is let's start it from this one. Let's start it from Acts 22 and verse 25. It says, "And as they bound him, Paul, with tongues, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned?" Right? So when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, "Take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman." Then the chief captain came and said unto him, "Tell me, art thou a Roman?" He said, "Yea." And the chief captain answered, "With a great sum obtain I this freedom." So the chief captain said, "Look here, I buy my citizenship for great money." But Paul said, sorry, and Paul said, "But I was free born." So you should just explain that in the video. You know what I mean? So you can buy your citizenship, and there are persons that are so-called born a citizen. Now, why was Paul born a citizen? Okay. All right, let me continue. Let's go down to the local point. "And the chief captain answered with great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, But I was freeborn. Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him. And the chief captain also was afraid, after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him." Right? So basically, they were violating Paul's citizenship, the rights of being a Roman citizen, basically. Okay? So unlike America today, right? Now let's sound like the Americas today, or the world today. Now let's go to the first part of this chapter. Acts 22 and verse 1. It says, "Men, brethren, and fathers, hear ye my defense which I make known unto you." And when they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, they kept the more silence, and said, and he said, "I am verily a man which am a Jew." Interesting. "I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner." Now the point that I'm bringing out there is that Paul was born in Cilicia, in Tarsus, Cilicia, right? Which is in Rome. Why? Which is why he could say that he's a Roman citizen, because he was born in that space, right? Now, the difference with being a citizen of a country according to the laws that they created, this Roman practice, so to speak, that they have today, is that before that you're not before that, national still remain the same, because Paul is a Jew, an Israelite, all right, which I'm going to read again. "By the lineage of his foreparents, but because he was born in Rome, he was a Roman citizen." That's plain and simple. So you would say that you're a Jamaican because you're born in the state of Jamaica, the land of Jamaica. That's not your nationality. You're a citizen of Jamaica, or citizen of America, or Trinidad, or any one of these islands that you're now placed upon with these Roman laws. You know what I mean? That's what you can say that. But your nationality, your ethnicity, your lineage goes back to who your foreparents are. That's how it works. Whoever your foreparents are, that's who you are. All right? So that's what Paul is basically saying here. Now let's read it for a few precepts. This is Romans 11 and verse 1. "I say then, at Yahweh cast away his people, who are his people, the Israelites. He says, God forbid, for I also am an Israelite. So Paul is also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So he's giving you the breakdown of his lineage in a summary, basically, right? He's of the tribe of Benjamin, and he's of the nation of Israel, all right. But at the same time, he was born in Rome, and he was speaking to the Romans here, and he's telling that he's an Israelite, but they are basically citizens in this landmass, right? Now let me get the next one. So this is pretty simple and plain, but again, we are so gone backwards that these things are like a mystery to most of our people. All right, and Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, bless your eyes if you can understand these things and come to the truth. Now this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 22. This is what Paul says again. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed, the lineage, the sperm of Abraham? So am I. So Paul is letting you know that, look here, when it comes to my nationality, when it comes to my ethnicity, when it comes to my foreparents, this is my track record of that. I am from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the 12th tribe of Israel coming down. Basically, he specified Benjamin as where he's from. All right? And Benjamin predominantly today would be you, a lot of you in the Caribbean, such as Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, these Caribbean islands, except Dominica, Haiti, and Cuba. Those are different tribes of Israel as well. So you have the Levites, the tribe of Manasseh, and Simeon. All right, in their perspective place. So this is a simple lesson again, and I mean our people are so lost that they believe in this Jamaica motto out of many one people again, which is Babylonian, which is a Babylon mindset, Babel all over again. Or they are so-called Americans, and they call themselves African Americans, or all type of different type of name, or these are all lost mentality if you think that way. So when someone say, so if you're Israelite, we're gonna go back to Israel. We want to go back to the land of Israel, but we're supposed to wait on Yahweh Hashem try to deliver us there. But for now, we are citizens of this land, and we preach unto our brothers to wake up and prepare for the land that the Lord prepared for us. Just like how Paul was teaching the Israelites in different landmass, being citizens of that landmass, we're doing the same thing today. So that blessing was edifying. Again, shalom.